What is going on, YouTube? I am Germ here. Today we have some very, very big news to talk about coming out of the LEC, or just really Western League of Legends in general. This is involving the future of Nisky. There's been a ton of different rumors and speculation surrounding him recently, talking about his rumored or potential departure from Fnatic, where he might end up next, whether that is in the LEC or the LCS, or just what's going on for him in general in 2022. And today we got a lot of information about his future that we're going to talk about. So definitely make sure you guys check out the first link in the description below for my Twitch stream, twitch.tv/I_am_Germ. I would appreciate it a ton. We've been streaming a lot over there recently. They've been very, very fun. It's a great way to engage, ask me questions, just come hang out, talk League of Legends. So I'd appreciate it a ton. Drop a follow, maybe a prime, maybe a sub. With that being said, let's get right into this one. So we got a bomb dropped on us yesterday. Again, the rumors and speculation going around for a while was that Fnatic and Nisky were going to be parting ways for 2022. Now, what we had heard was that it was Nisky wanting to leave. Nisky was like requesting a buyout, wanted to, field buyout options, see if there's some team he could land on, and the heavily rumored team was Cloud9, that, Nisky wanted to leave Fnatic and Cloud9 wanted to bring Nisky back. Now, obviously, some people were excited about that. Some people weren't. Nisky, had pretty good times with Cloud9 during his last stint with the team. He's a popular player. He's a nice guy. A lot of people like him. But there were some people who were not so excited as well. Obviously, Cloud9 and Nisky in that summer split of 2020, things didn't end necessarily great. Also, going from Perks to Nisky isn't gonna leave the best taste in some fans' mouths. It's not like a really, really exciting pickup after, having Perks last year and all this stuff. But the news that we did get today was a little crazier than all that. We got this article coming from .esports, and there was a lot of different people talking about this and tweeting about this. Nisky himself even talked about this, and we'll watch that clip as well. But .esports said Fnatic mid laner Nisky might be taking a step back from the stage in 2022. And I think this caught just a lot of people off guard. I mean, it really, really seemed like he was going to be going to Fnatic. That made sense to a lot of people. Obviously, with Perks gone, Fnatic has a mid lane position open. Obviously, if Nisky is wanting to leave Fnatic, he is available. But to hear that not only is he not going to Cloud9, but he's not going to end up anywhere in the LEC or anywhere in the LCS, that's pretty insane. That's pretty crazy. Even to people who don't necessarily like Nisky or think he's a little overrated or think he's not that great or whatever, he deserves one of the 20 mid lane spots in the West for sure. So that is weird. If it wasn't Cloud9, I still thought it was going to be somewhere else, especially when the news and rumors that Nisky wanted to leave Fnatic. It seems weird to me that he would want to leave Fnatic, that he would ask to get bought out if he didn't have a destination, prepared or set up and ready to go, or at least, decently close to finalized, because he just went from having a spot in Fnatic, potentially, if he is the reason why he's not there, if Fnatic wanted to bring him back for another year, but he said no, and now he has no spot at all. That does seem kind of weird. I mean, when we look at the Wooloo spreadsheet about the different spots in the LEC, we'll see that there's not a ton of mid lane spots left, or maybe none at all at this point. Obviously, the rumor is that Fnatic is going to be going with Humanoid. The rumor is that Mad Lions is going to be going with Reeker. Astralis just, I think they just announced, or maybe Wooloo announced, that Astralis is going to be going with De Jure in the mid lane. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it or not. And the rumor going around is that Excel is going to be going with Nuke Duck again. So, a little weird, a little interesting that Nuke Duck is going to have a mid lane spot in the LEC in 2022 and that Nisky is not. Also, when you look at the North American teams, it's rumored that Blue is being imported in to the LEC, or to the LCS. But again, Blue is going to have a spot in the LCS and Nisky is not. As far as who Cloud9 is going to be going with, if it's not Nisky, who should fans be getting ready for, hyped up for? We don't know. And maybe they'll drop a bomb out of nowhere. Maybe they'll make some crazy pickup. Maybe C9 Chovy's still happening. I don't want to crush your hopes and dreams just yet, because, again, nothing is official. We're still like 2 or 3 days away from free agency starting, and that's when we're going to get a lot of questions answered. That's when things are going to start heating up. But at least a rumor is that C9 is going to be going with Copy. This is their Academy mid laner. This guy played on 100 Thieves Next. He's played on C9 Academy. I don't watch a ton of Academy, so I really don't know much about him. I've heard he's, pretty good, a pretty interesting, decent prospect. He's only 19 years old, so, a young, up-and-coming North American mid laner. He's a Canadian guy. We have, an academy this year. He finished first with Cloud9 in the spring. They finished second in spring playoffs, like proving grounds, and then academy summer they got fourth. Academy summer playoffs they got second, but then in proving grounds they didn't do as good this time, getting 2-0'd by Golden Guardians Academy. So kind of an up and down year in the academy scene, at least from a team perspective. But this looks like this might be Cloud9's new man, and this is what they do. They promote from within. They like to go with young guys. They like to go with cheap guys. And they would have had to buy out Nisky from Fnatic, but Copy, they can just, bring him up, pay him not very much, pay no buyout. And if they do believe in him, if they think Copy is a very, very good player or a guy with some potential or talent ahead in the future, it could make sense. Again, we've seen Cloud9 do stuff like this before, but again, people are always going to be skeptical about North American mid laners, and he's much more of an unknown than somebody like a Nisky would have been. But let's get some words from Nisky himself. This is a clip from Nisky that's been kind of going around, going decently viral, where he talked about his situation yesterday.
Sum up your situation for English fans. Yeah, I said that it's high likely I won't be playing next split. Competitively.
So yeah, I mean, he just comes out and says it. It's highly likely he will not be playing competitively next split, and we've heard stuff like this from a lot of different people at this point, and just throw Nisky on the list of really, really good players who seem like they're not going to be playing in 2022, at least at the beginning, at the start of the spring split in 2022. I mean, now you have Jensen, Reckless, Nisky, Wonder, Mickey. I mean, there's definitely more. It's really, really crazy. Now, some of these guys are because of monetary issues. Some of these guys maybe are just in that weird in between of like not really a great superstar player, but also not like a young prospect that's looking to develop a ton into the future. Some of these guys have just played on so many different teams. So many of these guys don't want to play on certain teams or only want to play on certain teams. Each situation is unique and different, but it's like, damn, in a year where, like, especially in the LCS, viewership was going down, things weren't really hyped, things weren't really exciting, people were down on the teams overall. The LEC is coming off a year where they really disappointed internationally, or at least at Worlds this year. And now all of a sudden we're not going to have like at least five of these like really, really great popular players. That's not going to be good for viewership. That's not going to be good for these teams in terms of building brands, fan bases. The fans of all these players they might just not watch it all. The people think this is really, really annoying. These players are good enough to own some of the top 20 spots in the West at their position. Even if Wonder and Mickey had down years, all this stuff, they still deserve to be on teams. Whatever is going on right now, the system is very, very broken. There is, a lot of people getting stuck in contract prison, a lot of teams that are just not spending money. They're not doing their fair share of weight pulling in this franchising system. I really think we need to introduce salary floors for teams. Like, you need to be spending at least X amount of money. I think salary caps are probably a thing that would make the league more sustainable as well. But man, this is just another very, very sad, frustrating, disappointing, annoying, stupid situation where, again, we have guys like Blue being imported into the LCS. We have guys like Nuke Duck having an LEC spot, and we have guys like Nisky and Jensen watching from the sidelines. Makes absolutely no sense. I'm not even a guy who is a super big fan of Nisky, but he deserves a spot. So this news was really frustrating, really dumb. But that is pretty much it for this video today, guys. Definitely drop a like if you did enjoy it. I would appreciate it so much. Leave a comment down below. What do you think about this? Where do you think Nisky should go? What team should pick him up? I would love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions. Subscribe, stay up to date on all my latest content. Hopefully catch you guys in the next one. But until then, peace.